So the first card you have your past is the World. Okay. Yeah, very... Yeah, wow, this is really hitting me. Really strong emotions. I'm getting some really strong emotions here. It feels almost like you were trying to resist the emotions. They were coming in, they were there, you couldn't resist them, but you were really fighting them. You were really trying to resist what was coming in. That's kind of what I'm getting. Very big. Yeah, the big thing I'm seeing in this card is, okay, I want to tell you, this is what I want to tell you first. Someone needs to hear this. You're strong, you're independent, you can do this, you can resist this, you can stand on your own. So I just felt as if I had to say that to someone. You know, this is the victory, this is the world, this is everything, this is completion, beginning to end, strength. So just know that. Okay, so there's a message. There's some kind of message, I think. It's coming into you. You know, you've got the Page of Cups here, which is about messages. And I don't know if you've already seen this message. It might come directly to you. It might be, it might come through someone else. It might be something you see. It might be something you see on social media. Now, again, I feel as if I have to keep on saying this. You're strong, you're independent, you are strong. So I have to keep saying that. Someone needs to hear that. So when this message comes in to you, if it hasn't already, it might throw you out of your normal day-to-day world. It might kind of feel as if you're being thrown out of the world. Because when I'm looking at this woman in the World card, it looks like she's kind of floating around with no real sort of anchor points. You know, it's like, oh, this has really blasted me up into the sky and I don't know where I am now. I'm kind of floating around. I don't know where I am. You know, so really disorienting. I'm kind of don't know where I am. So, you know, if you've seen a message or something like that and it's made you feel like that, completely bewildered, in the middle of nowhere, you don't know where you are, and if you're still in the middle of this kind of feeling, obviously, you know, it's going to take time for you to come back down to earth again emotionally, and you'll do that. You'll be able to do that. I can see that. But just remember who you are. Don't let this pull you right down. Because if you look at this woman, obviously she's got 2 wands, and that's more than the magician has. So she can get herself out of this. She can manifest her way out of whatever she's in, and she's surrounded by victory. There's this big, massive laurel wreath. In the victory card, there's a tiny laurel wreath, but this is a big, massive one. So, you know, I think this is an axe. This is something that's coming in. It's a message or something like that. And I think you already got over this person once, and I think when you did that the first time, you put a lot of work into getting over this. And so that's why it's coming back again, because the World card is about coming full circle. So you've already been through that with them. You've had whatever you had. I think they really hurt you. I think it took you a long time to get over them. And now this is coming back in. So you're going full circle again. You're going to have to get over that again. It's not going to be as bad as it was the first time, obviously. You've already been through this process. You're not going to have to go all the way back to the start again emotionally. It might feel like that right now, but it's going to pass a lot quicker than the last time you went through this. So that's what I'm seeing now. And I know that's really specific, really heavy as well, but I really had to get that message out to someone who really needed to hear that, someone who was really, really bewildered by something they saw, and you're going to get over this a lot faster than you're imagining if this is you. Okay, so the next card you have your past is the King of Cups. Right, okay. Now, what I'm getting here is, and I'm going to talk about this and the Page of Cups together. So with this message, which is what the Page of Cups is about, so this message has come in, and if you've seen this message, you might not have yet, but if you have, or whatever it is, it might be a message, might be something you've seen, I don't know, but if that's happened to you, and if it's really set you back emotionally, which is what I was seeing in the World card, you know, obviously this is about a love connection, an axe love connection, because you've got all these cups here in this row, all these emotions. Now, the King of Cups can be a little bit difficult to read sometimes. I always see him as the poker face. We can't tell what he's feeling, what he's thinking by looking at his face. So sometimes he can be hiding things. or, sometimes he's trying to give off a certain, impression. He's trying to say, oh, I'm really this when I'm really not, I'm something else. So that can be happening. So, a lot of things are going on in his head, this king, and he doesn't kind of show us what they are. So I think it might be that someone's trying to get your attention in some way, or they might be trying to pretend that, things are one way in their life, but they're actually the opposite or a different way. Because if you look down this row where the cups are, where the emotions are, all in this row, all the emotions are here. And if you look over to the next row, there are 2 wands right next to these 2 cups. So what that says to me is this axe, or whoever this is, they might be on social media or someone like that, where they're trying to show that they're in some kind of really passionate connection, because that's what wands are about. It's like, oh, I'm really in this passionate connection. I'm with this amazing new person. I'm really excited and everything's fantastic in my life. But the reality is, there's no passion here, actually, because just have a look behind this king. So, yeah, just on the right-hand side, there's a red ship, and it's sailing away from him. It's sailing out of the picture, actually. So passion's leaving. Passion's actually leaving. There's no passion there. And on the other side, there's this fish that's coming in, and to me a fish means a slippery character, so that's what this guy's like, this king. And so I don't think this message or this post or this picture, whatever this is, it's not as it seems. And if you look at the Page of Cups, he's a bit of a fun character, but you can't really take him all that seriously. And there's a fish again in that card as well. So if that resonates, if something's really, really upset you, really bothered you, for one, you're super strong. You're a lot stronger than them. And what you're bothered about isn't really what the reality is. So don't automatically take what you see at face value, especially when it comes to this person, because I'm going to go on to the present, because I can see this right away, especially if they're coming up as the Seven of Swords, because there's someone you can't really trust. So there's someone who's so they're not going to show everyone their true self. They're going to be hiding things, doing all sorts of underhand things. So, yeah, horrible, horrible card. This is the Seven of Swords. Did I say the Seven of Cups accidentally? I meant to say the Seven of Swords, because I'm looking at all the cups and then I'm looking up here. I can't remember what I said. Anyway, so we've been from the Page of Cups, now we're in the present, and we're looking at the Seven of Swords, clearing that up. So, horrible card. But the thing about this card is, obviously it's about someone who's cheating, stealing, all that thing. But he's a really transparent character, actually. He's doing the wrong thing, we can see that. But he's not all that smart, actually. He's doing, first of all, he's doing this in broad daylight, which is a silly idea if you're stealing something, obviously. And out in the open, where everyone's there, all the tents are there. So, very silly. And he's not holding the swords by the handles, he's holding them by the blade. So he's hurting himself. So it looks like this shield of, oh, look at me, I'm in this passionate situation, I'm having such a fantastic time. It looks like that shield or that curtain, that's going to drop. That's going to drop soon, and you'll be able to see exactly what's happening here behind the curtain. So if this resonates, you might even laugh when you find out what this reality is, because there's a lot of hurt here. They really, really hurt you, this person, in the past. I'm seeing that. It took you a long time to get over them. I was seeing that in the World card. But look at these 2 cards next to each other. You're coming up as the World, and they're coming up as the Seven of Swords. So you can see the difference. I don't even have to say anything. You know how strong you are compared to this person. You've got victory all around you. Okay, so it's just something else here with the Seven of Swords. This is probably going to sound a little bit strange. I'm just getting, okay, if you've installed some kind of, say, I don't know, security system, locks, alarms, something like that, if you've done that around your home where you live, you've absolutely done the right thing at the right time. Now, I don't want to worry you. I'm not seeing a break-in or anything like that, but there might be some news that comes up about maybe a street near you or a town near you or something nearby where something happens, and if this is you, I'm just seeing you saying something like, oh, I'm really glad I did that. I'm really glad I did that before I found that out. So, don't worry. I don't want you to worry. If you haven't done anything like that, if you haven't installed anything, nothing's going to happen to you. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want you to rush out and start buying alarms and things like that. But this is for if you already have done this. So I'm just getting this. Oh, I'm just so glad we did that. I'm really glad we did that when we did. So don't stress, there's nothing terrible happening. This is a good thing. This is like, okay, I did this, and now I'm really happy I've done that. I'm looking back on that now. So I hope that makes sense. Now there's a great big car going past. Go away. So the next card you have you present is, the King of Wands. Okay, so this is really, it's like, again, you're a really strong person. I don't know why I have to keep on saying that, but I feel as if I'm being led to keep on saying you're strong and you're capable and all that. You're very motivated. Now, there's something about work here, and I'm feeling a little bit of, it's not a slump, but it's kind of like, it's like, oh, I've been working on this for a long time. It feels like I'm on a treadmill, actually. So I think you've been on this treadmill, working, and then maybe you've just decided to get off the treadmill for a while. I actually think you might be at a bit of a crossroads when it comes to your work. And, you might be thinking something like, well, I've been going along, doing this for a while, and now I've come off. And now I'm going to think about, what do I really want to do? So I don't think you're unhappy with where you are. It just feels like, time for a shake-up, time to change things up, change things around. So I think you've had a few ideas. I'm seeing lots of ideas in your head, actually, that, oh, I'd love to do this one day. But, obviously you've been so busy on this treadmill that maybe you haven't had a chance to really think about doing this or how you're going to do this. And I think, especially if you're in isolation right now, you may be or you might not be, but if you are, this is the perfect time to think about new things and how you're going to do that. So, that's exactly what this king's doing. He's not taking action yet. He wants to, but he's just sitting there thinking. And if you look behind his head, you can see this lizard, and it's kind of going around in a circle. So his head's kind of turning around, his mind's going around and around, and he's thinking, I'm not ready to get up yet. I'm just thinking about what I want to do first. So I think that's how you are. Okay, I'm just getting this. Okay, I know this is specific, but I'm just going to say this. It feels like some kind of creativity, drawing, painting maybe, or something like that. And it's not just that. It feels like you might be thinking about, maybe combining that with something you're already doing. So it might be that you're already doing something, you've got work or project or something, and you're thinking, I'm going to combine something creative with that. So if that makes sense to you, that's kind of what I'm getting there. And yeah, I'm actually seeing you, if this is you, looking at images or something like that for inspiration. It's like, oh, I really love that. That's amazing. I'd love to do something like that. So keep all the images, keep on looking at them, get the inspiration, and keep doing this. Keep going down this road. I feel as if this is the right road for you to go down, if that's you. And of course, the Ace of Wands, I'll talk about that now. It can be about the potential of the action that's to come. All aces are about potential. So, this is the potential of something really big that can happen in your life that's going to come out of this. And it's something that's a little bit time consuming, so it's going to take a lot of time or take up a lot of your time, I think. But yeah, the message here is with these two cards, absolutely do this thing. Lots of potential for growth here if you do that. And, there's no money here, but I think, growth, business, work, obviously there's money at the end of that as well. Okay, another thing I'm getting here with the Ace of Wands. I don't know if you know this. You probably do, because you're an intuitive person. I always see that in your readings. I think someone's got a big crush on you, a big crush actually. They definitely find you really, really physically attractive. You can see what this card is. So yeah, I'm getting this feeling of being a little bit out of reach. I think that's how they see you, because I'm just looking at this castle. I don't know if you can see it. I'll move it up so you can see. So there's a castle there. It's up on a hill, and obviously if it's up on a hill, it's out of reach, up on a hill. And castles can have, treasure inside them as well. So I think that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the treasure. So it's all about physical attraction, I think. But the thing about castles is, they have moats around them. So it looks like you're maybe not all that interested in them, or that you're not as interested as they are, or something like that. Maybe not at all, because I'm getting a few messages that might have come in from this person. Maybe you're not really answering them. Maybe you don't really want to. So I'm kind of getting that impression with this. So if you know what this is about, if this is you, I think you should expect some more messages to come in, because I think you're going to have a few more from this person, if that's you. So just something to watch out for. So the first card you have for your future is the Two of Swords. Okay, so I think with this X and this message, this great big thing that really got you emotional and all that kind of thing that I was seeing in the World card, I'm just looking at this card and the Hermit as well. It looks like you probably have a few people maybe asking you about this ex, because if this all comes up on social media, it's going to be, and you've probably got mutual friends and things like that, and they're all going to see this picture, or whatever it is, if that's what it is. And you probably have lots of people kind of asking you, oh, did you see that? Do you want to talk about that? What do you have to say about that? And all that kind of thing. So, if that's correct, if that's what's happening, I just think after the initial shock of this, that I see in the World card, I don't think you're going to feel like talking about this at all, or opening up about this, because you can see with this woman, she's got, her arms crossed in front of her. She's saying, no, I don't want to talk about this. She's got these two swords up next to her. She doesn't want anyone to come near her. You're not going to be that extreme, but you're just not really going to want to open up about this or talk about this. Same with the Hermit card. You're going to want to be by yourself. And I think if this is resonating with you, I think you're going to be quite assertive, actually. You're going to draw a lot of boundaries around yourself and this. Because, if that's what you're doing, I know this is in the future, you're probably not at that stage yet, or you might be. You're doing the right thing if that's what you're doing, because you don't need to keep on going over and over and over the past. You want to get through this, you want to get over this. And if they're looking for attention, even giving them attention in your head, or any kind of energy, talking about them, anything like that, it doesn't matter what it is, even if it's negative, it's still attention. And you don't want to give them that. You really don't want to do that, because, the more energy you give to something, positive or negative or whatever it is, the more it grows. And you don't want them to grow, you want you to grow. So I think what's going to happen is, instead of giving them the energy, instead of talking about them, you're going to give yourself that energy. So I'm really happy to see that if that's you. And I'm going to talk about the Temperance card here as well. May as well talk about everything. This is about you healing. You've already been through this process once with this ex. You've been through a lot of healing with them. It was quite difficult, I think, the first time. Again, it's not going to be all that bad this time. So you've been through it once, you're going to go through this again. It's going to be like healing light this time. So, it might feel to you like, oh, this is really terrible, because very, very heavy emotions I was getting in the World card. So you might be feeling like, oh, why do I keep on getting hurt again? Why do I have to keep on going through this process again and again? Can I just have a rest? Universe, please just give me a rest. You might be feeling like that. It's exhausting. And with everything that's happening in the world, we're already exhausted. I've got this cloud that's kind of constantly over my head. I'm tired all the time. I'm not sleeping. I think a lot of people are like that. So if you're already like that, and then you're like, oh, now I've got this to go through, you might be feeling a bit like that. But firstly, if this is you, this process again, it's not going to be anywhere near as difficult as it was the first time. And the other thing is, you grow as a person each time you go through a process like this. I know you probably don't want to hear that. It's horrible to go through But a lot of people don't go through any kind of healing process at all. They just jump from person to person and they never ever grow. They just go, oh, I don't like feeling like this. Next person, maybe that's what this ex is like. But you're not like that. You grow each time and you get bigger and taller and stronger every single time. And that's why you're coming up as the World card. That's why you're strong. That's why you've got this victory around you. So if you're going through this right now, if you're struggling, if you're in pain, if you're kind of stressed, just know that you've got a circle of victory all the way around you, protecting you, and you're extremely strong. So I just felt as if I had to say that to you again, if that's you.